Howdy, stranger, outlaws, bandits. Today I'm bringing you two dilemmas of a young man struggling with loneliness and a young girl caught between two worlds. I'm curious to hear all of your opinions in the comment section. As always, see you on the other side.
I'm alone, venting, and I'm not trying to be corny or anything. I'm not one of those people that sit on their chair all day and browse the internet 24/7. I do boxing. I'm semi-fit, but I could look better. I'm always trying to improve. But that's not the point. I just feel like a loser. I have one close friend that lives 9 hours away from me, and that's it. I haven't felt the touch of a woman in 5 months. I haven't felt a loving touch of a woman's soft hands in 5 months. I go to school, go gym, come home and game. I don't get invited to nothing. I don't go to the mall with anyone. I'm just alone. All day I'm bored out of my mind just waiting to be liked. I don't talk much at school either. I'm too scared to talk to people because I'm afraid I'll just be judged. I've been struggling like this since I was 5, alone with no friends, and if I do gain any, I get too comfortable and start trying to be myself, but they just end up not liking me and leave me. I'm so used to it that at this point when I make a friend, I just stay quiet, I don't open up, I don't talk, I do nothing. Because I'm scared to chase them away like I do with everyone else, but it happens regardless. I've tried so many ways to keep them. I did many bad things to keep people my friends, but they just use me. Sorry for the stupid story, but hey, you're the one coming on this subreddit to read it, so yeah. Sorry.
OP, since you mentioned that you do boxing, why not try having conversations or try opening up? Not completely like deep emotional opening up, but try to socialize more at boxing. You're already putting yourself out there with boxing. You're already challenging yourself, challenging your mind, your body, your reflexes, and everything. Why not challenge your own self and try building relationships? If not instantly like best friend relationship, obviously those need time to develop. You mentioned that all you do is go school, come home and game. If all that's what you do, then try building relationships in the gaming community. Like, I'm guessing you're playing either MMOs or are you playing single player games like story based games, Red Dead Redemption, Spider Man, whatever. Why not go on forums? Try seeking somebody else that plays the same games. Like, find people in the similar interest group that you're doing. Go pubs or go places that organize game nights. If you're secluding yourself from society, you're not gonna get more friends, you're not gonna get more communication, you're not gonna get more connection with people. If all you do is go home, go boxing, whatever, it's a good thing if you have goals to achieve and you're putting yourself or you're secluding yourself out of society to work on yourself, better yourself, and achieve your goals. But if all you do is basically just mindlessly get home and sit down in front of the PC or console or whatever and just waste your life away, you're not gonna make any progress, bro. Like, think about it. Think about your future. Okay, you haven't touched a girl in 9 months. Did you even try? Like, are you actively going up to girls and getting rejected? Think about it. If you're not putting yourself out there, why are you complaining that you're not getting the results? I know it's hard. Rejection is always hard, bro. But if you don't try, you're not gonna get to that point where you actually succeed somewhere. I mean, I'm just a masked man on the internet. Don't take my advice. But think about stuff. Before you complain, genuinely think about, have you put in the effort?
What decision should I take when I am going to suffer, no matter which decision I take? Venting. What decision should I make if I will suffer, not matter which decision I take? Disclaimer. I talk about mental health and things that can be triggering to some readers. Reader discretion is advised. I, 14 female, can either stay where I am now, or go back to my home country. A bit of a backstory. I was born and brought up in USA. My parents are immigrants from India. And although they have changed considerably, They are still very traditional in many things. I often got bullied in my younger years, and that, along with the harsh nature of my dad, I ended up suffering with many psychological problems. My dad has very little patience and is very quick to resort to anger. My mom is a very meek person and doesn't counter him, and in the occasion she does, he will start screaming and shouting at her. At the age of 13, I attempted to end my life before we went on a cruise. When I returned back to school, I ended up confiding in one of my teachers who ended up contacting the school counselors. They had me recite the events of the day and sent me home after filing a report in the school system. They asked my parents to send me to a partial hospitalization program, PHP. After I was admitted, after 3 weeks there, I got sent to inpatient where I got SAED. I then went back to school where I did evening IOP sessions, then one-on-one sessions with a therapist. I then went to residential in May and was physically assaulted in a fight occurring in my lodge. A few months passed with nothing occurring. Then in August, the first was sent to another PHP. Then an inpatient, then another PHP. Once I was discharged from the PHP, in another 2 weeks, I was sent back to inpatient. It came down to the point where I barely attended school. I was given a choice to either to a residential or go to India. I chose India because I was terrified to go back to a place where I had no one. When we consulted with the school, they told us that they would accept me after I came back. The trip that was supposed to be 3 months ended up becoming 5 as the school refused to accept me. I had moved over 3 times in India alone and had many health problems. On top of that, I abruptly stopped my Paish meds due to pressure from my family. In January of 2024, I stopped eating and developed ED habits and thoughts. I still struggle with them. I am trying to communicate with parents, but neither of them. But neither of them are willing to support me to get the help I need. Fast forward today, I did a test for the admission of a boarding school in India. I am trying to study in 9th grade, but I did not complete 8th grade. This school has many extracurricular activities. But in order to study here, I need to learn Telugu. I have been speaking the language since I was 5, but I never learned how to read or write. I was told in order to study here, I would have to learn the basics and in less than a year be able to read and write a test made for 9th graders. It is also a very difficult language to learn. Many Indian students have been learning how to read and write since they were 5 to 6 years old. If I go back to USA, it will be easier for me. But I will have to study 8th grade again. Many of the teachers and 7th grade students know me. If I go back to that school, I will be looked at differently and be humiliated as I used to be a straight A student. Along with that, my friends will be going to high school, and when I go there for 9th grade, they will be in 10th grade. I can apply for a transfer to another school, but there is a chance that the request will be denied if the other schools are full. I will not be able to go to any more facilities or hospitals if I mess up or relapse. If I relapse, I will be sent back to India. I do not know what school I will be put into until end of July or beginning of August after we put in the transfer request. If I get into the same school as I was in before, I can't come back to India as the school year starts in June, and I would be very far behind. What should I do? I am very stressed out, and any advice would be appreciated. Honestly, I am starting to wonder if I want to be here, and am contemplating on taking my life. I don't know what to do anymore.
Opi, since you are still in India technically, do you feel that you're able to learn the language? As you mentioned, Tagalog is an extremely hard language to learn. Are you confident in yourself that you may be able to pull through? If not, I would definitely recommend you going back to the US. As you said, you still have some friends there. Despite them being a grade higher than you can still see them, you can still extend a hand or ask for help if you are in that type of situation. I'm not sure what your situation is in India. Did you make any friends? Are the people more inviting towards you? So can you talk to them with your problems? Can you seek help, seek a guidance counselor's help? You mentioned that if you go back, you already have like a positive environment that at least you know people. I would definitely not suggest you taking your life. Don't. Like, you still have a beautiful life ahead of you. Things are not going the way they should. That's life for you. Unfortunately, that's the sad reality. You still have a big chance to turn everything around. Weigh up your options. Do you have somebody that you can talk about? Even a counselor, a friend? If your parents are in a situation that they are in, that your dad is sudden and your mom is more docile than anything else, try to find something or someone positive to not necessarily guide you, but you need a little bit of guidance from somebody older. Just don't do anything reckless. Like, ask for help from somebody that is a little bit more experienced and you can confide in that person. Hope you enjoyed today's episode, stranger. If you did, consider joining our band of outlaws and bandits. About time I ride off. It seems like they're gaining some ground on me. Until the next time, stranger, try to keep yourself out of trouble.